Okay folks, this is the chronograph result for the Bisley magnums. As you can see, it's quite consistent, especially magazine 3 and 4, with a variation probably 3 or 4 feet per second there. But the average was 701.48 feet per second, or 11.63 foot-pounds, with a high reading of 708 feet per second, or 11.85 foot-pounds, a low reading of 691 feet per second, or 11.29 foot-pounds, an extreme spread of 17 feet per second, and a standard deviation of 4.32. The Bisley magnums weigh 10.65 grains, but these weren't weighed, so I'll call that an average. I filled the rifle to 200 bar, and by the time I'd fired around 48 shots, it had dropped down to 120 bar. So moving on from that, we then go to these results. Now these were carried out after the rifle was tuned, and surprisingly enough, the Falcon, not the Falcon, the Day State Sovereign Heavies was quite efficient through the barrel. They weighed 10.3 grains, so they was a bit lighter than the Bisley magnums, but I got some quite high readings on there. So from a 16 shot or 2 magazines, got an average of 716.68 feet per second, or 11.74 foot-pounds, high reading of 724 feet per second, or 11.99 foot-pounds, and a low reading of 698 feet per second, or 11.14 foot-pounds. This gave an extreme spread of 26 feet per second, and a standard deviation of 7.6. Moving on to the other Day State brands, known as the Kaisers, because they're made in Germany. They weighed 8.64 grains, and same again, is quite efficient. An average velocity of 782 feet per second, which came to 11.74 foot-pounds. High reading of 790 feet per second, or 11.97 foot-pounds, and a low reading of 773 feet per second, or 11.46 foot-pounds. This gave a spread of 17 feet per second, extreme, and a standard deviation of 4.11. Moving on to the final pellet, which is a light pellet of the Falcon Prairie BM light hunter rifle, firing the Falcon Accuracy Plus at 7.33 grains. Now bearing in mind, I didn't refill, this is all a continuous charge on here, so I've got 6 magazines worth, so possibly on the final 8 shots it was dropping off a bit, but it should be fairly consistent anyway. But what we got on that was an average of 782 feet per second, which is the same speed as the Kaisers, but because these are lighter, that only gave a 9.99 foot-pounds reading. Eye reading was 819, or 10.92 foot-pounds, and a low reading of 751, or 9.18 foot-pounds. Extreme spread was 68 feet per second, standard deviation of 28, but I do believe that these the last 8 shots there were dropping off anyway, so more likely is the top 2 there, probably averaging around 10.7 foot-pounds maybe. But that is it. That is the results from the chronograph after the tune. To be honest, the Day State Sovereign's come pretty close to the 12 foot-pounds there. Of course they didn't go over, that's what I've left it at so far. I'll keep on checking the rifle over the chronograph to make sure it stays within the limits. But that's basically it. So the next thing will be to test the rifle in the field and see what the any difference in the point of impact from the point of aim. So that is the next part of the test. Well, hello folks, I've come back down to Tinsbury Park Shooting Club today to retest the Zero on the Falcon Prairie BM Light Hunter after doing recent tuning tests to it. It was shooting between 9.5 and 10.5 foot-pounds, so I tuned it up and now it's basically about 11.7 with Bisley magnums. So I'll see what the point of impact, see if that's changed at all. But first off, I'll fire at 35 yards with the Bisley magnums, which I've tested it with. I expect with the extra foot-pound I've got out of it, the point of impact probably won't be far off what it was with the 10.3 pellets from Day State. But then after I've done that, I'll go back to the original pellet I used and see what that's doing now. So I'll get on with the test and we'll see what difference it's made, if any. Okay folks, I've got the target set up at 35 yards. First 8 shots will be with the Bisley magnums at 10.65 grains. That's those, followed by the Day State Sovereign heavies at 10.3 grains. Right, magazine is loaded. If I remember right, the 10 times magnification. Need to set the parallax. This is about right. Yep. Let's get the okay, I'll go for the top target, first shot. Cock it without, wouldn't it? Oh, that dropped off. Maybe it was cocked. I bet it was.
fire one more 8-shot group at that because I buggered that one up. But yeah, there must have been 2 in one of those shots because it dropped down and it hit the bull in the lower target, as you could probably see. I think it's starting to group up there. After the first shot, maybe I should have fired a dry shot first. Because, thinking back, after the chrono test, the first shot was way out compared to the rest. But these are a good pellet, usually quite accurate and quite effective in wind because of the extra weight. Try again. It's grouping really well at 35 yards. So I've found in the past that Bisley magnums do well through the broker and the Falcon barrels. Groups of 5p size at 35, so I'm happy with that. So we know that Bisley magnums do well for it. Now I'm going to go back to the originals, which are the Day-State Sovereign heavies, and based on that, these are lighter than the Bisley, so they're going to go even higher. So the extra power upgrade I've put into the rifle has made a difference to the point of impact. But as on the heavier Bisleys, then again it's a totally different shaped pellet. So we'll see what these Sovereigns are doing. I'll put a fresh target up. And then we'll take it from there. So we're back with the Day-State Sovereign heavies, 10.3 grains. The original pellet that I'd zeroed in beforehand. So I'm going to shoot at the top target again. In fact, I'll shoot at the bottom target in case it goes really high. Actually, it's not too bad actually. More or less through the same hole. So, they're shooting really well, probably better than the Bisleys actually. Fluff one of the shots up, as you can see. Went slightly left of the main group. Very happy with that, 35 yards. what I'll probably do now, I'll go for the top target, but I'm going to adjust the actual adjustments now. So let's go down. Yeah, it was locked. Make sure I'm shoving it the right way. Right. Okay, I'm going to go for the top target now, and hopefully these will all be in the ball-ish. These Day States are really nice pellets, well made, and they're more bullet shaped than the normal light shuttlecock head. Got a bit longer body to the skirt. I think that's probably what makes the difference. I'll try and do a close-up of the pellet and compare it to a normal JSB type pellet, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, top target. Okay, quite happy with that one. Could be better, but it's zeroed in at 35 now, using the original pellets, which are the Day State Sovereign heavies. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to put another target up, and I'm going to shoot through it the two lighter pellets that I used. First one being the Day State Kaisers, and these weigh 8.64 grains, which is a bit heavier than the JSBs. And then the pellets that were designed for the rifle will be the Falcon Accuracy Plus, and I think these weigh, it's 7.33 grains. So obviously the point of impact should be higher based on the weight of the pellet. So there we go. So I put me the next target up, and that'll, when these two have gone through it, that'll complete the test for the rifle after the two. Looking at that, I think the Bisley is probably tighter. pretty tight grip on that one. That was one that fluffed. Re-zeroed it. Not so good actually. I knew that one. Okay, I'm on the final leg now. So I'm using the Kaiser to start off with. Aim at the top target. So it's in line with the ball, but it's high as I expected. Fluff that one there. But these are grouping well as well. That's a bit high. Could be the last one. Yeah, last one. Getting a good group going on there. And then three of them decided to do their own thing. Was it me, was it the rifle? Just can't tell, could be the pellet. But it can group well. Good barrel, laid for well for barrels I think. Okay, so the final one now will be the Falcon Accuracy Plus, which were designed for the rifle. These would be made at the JSB factory, so probably similar to a JSB. So last group then, lower target. There we go. Iron to the right.
Alright.
Hey, how are you doing?
Alright.
Just getting through my last group here, and that's it. Getting darker in the mornings, isn't it?
Yeah. I've just come down to what's the name? Check water. I do readings for Severn Trent.
Oh right.
And
What, down the
at the pavilion.
yeah.
Well, it feeds here and one thing and another. I've been on holiday. I come back last night.
Right.
Anyway, Bill had come through. Fucking hell, I nearly had a heart attack.
Why, you think you got a leak or something?
Well, first of all, I thought, well, have I read it wrong? Well, the answer to that is no, I'm not. The second thing I noticed in, and I didn't give it another thought until just now, the gent's urinals up there,
Yeah.
it's got like a header tank that fills, you know how it fills up and then it flushes and...
Okay, so the final thoughts on this one. Bisley magnums, probably the best out of the lot. There's two groups there, so two dropped off I think down here, but the rest of them, most of them all went. Well, you can see the size of that. All grouped well, 35 yards. Sovereigns, same again if you discount that one. really tight group. I adjusted to bring it down onto the bolt, and God knows what happened here, but I had a shot go loose there. I had a group going on there with 4 shots, and then 3 went to the left. Kaisers, they did quite well as well actually, apart from that one. They're all pretty tight. Falcon Accuracy Plus didn't look so good until you take those 3 off. So when you take those 3 off, it does look good, but not too bad for all of them really. But that's the final test anyway. Happy with what I've got. So we'll leave it at that. I have been dealing with the wind today, but at 35 yards it's not made too much of a difference, from what I can see. So thanks for watching, and I suppose I'll be moving on to my next challenge next, so I'll catch you all later.